You may think you know glamour, but the scale of luxury and wild celebration inside these legendary homes will shock you. From the heart of Beverly Hills to secret hillside retreats, these mansions weren't just places to live. They were the real stages for the drama, secrets, and scandal that shaped Hollywood history. Ready for a journey that will surprise and dazzle you? Let's count down the most extravagant party palaces ever built. The Beverly House. Did you know that some of Hollywood's most lavish stories were written not on the silver screen, but behind the gates of the Beverly House? Just a stone's throw from the iconic Beverly Hills Hotel, this sprawling estate has been at the heart of Hollywood legend since the 1920s. Built on 8 acres by banker Milton Getz and designed by renowned architect Gordon Kaufman, the estate was later expanded and transformed by 2 of Hollywood's most legendary figures, newspaper tycoon William Randolph Hearst and actress Marion Davies. The Beverly House was more than a mansion. It was a playground for the rich and famous. Its classical European influences, soaring 50,000 square feet of living space, and lavish details like 28 bedrooms and 38 bathrooms set the stage for gatherings that were nothing short of legendary. Step into its grand entry hall, and you're greeted by a 50-foot gallery, a soaring barrel-vaulted ceiling, and walls that have echoed with the laughter and secrets of generations of stars. But what truly set the Beverly House apart was its social life. From intimate salons to roaring parties that lit up the Hollywood night, the estate saw it all. Marion Davies and Hearst threw some of the most decadent soirees in town, drawing a guest list that included politicians, studio moguls, and the era's most glamorous celebrities. Even after Hearst's passing, the mansion continued to dazzle, playing host to Jacqueline and John F. Kennedy's honeymoon, and serving as a backdrop for film classics like The Godfather and The Bodyguard. Not just content with interior beauty, the estate boasts French-style gardens, fountains, Grecian columns, and a near Olympic-sized swimming pool. It's a place where old Hollywood's dreams mingled with new Hollywood's aspirations. Even in recent decades, stars like Rihanna and Adele have chosen the Beverly House for their most exclusive celebrations, ensuring its legacy as a true Hollywood hotspot lives on. Pfair. In the annals of Hollywood history, there's one address that stands above all others. Pfair. This legendary estate, perched in the lush hills of Beverly Hills, was more than a home. It was the beating heart of Tinseltown's golden age. Owned by America's sweetheart, Mary Pickford, and her swashbuckling husband, Douglas Fairbanks, Pfair became the social epicenter of Hollywood's elite. Originally a modest hunting lodge, Pfair was transformed by the couple into a sprawling, 4-story mansion with 25 rooms, stables, servants' quarters, tennis courts, and a lavish guest wing. The interiors gleamed with mahogany paneling, gold leaf, and mirrors, adorned with priceless antiques from London's grandest estates and a collection of Chinese objets d'art. But beyond its physical beauty, Pfair's greatest asset was its role as the setting for some of Hollywood's most storied gatherings. An invitation to Pfair was the golden ticket of the era. Presidents, royalty, and the brightest stars of stage and screen. Everyone wanted to see and be seen at Pickford and Fairbanks' legendary parties. Will Rogers once quipped that his main duty as Beverly Hills' mayor was directing people to Mary Pickford's house. Whether it was the annual Christmas party for blind war veterans or spontaneous celebrations fueled by laughter and jazz, Pfair was where Hollywood came to let its hair down. Even after Pickford and Fairbanks' marriage ended, the magic endured. Pickford remained in the mansion with her third husband, opening its doors for charitable events and special occasions. Pfair's legacy is so iconic that even its demise, the controversial demolition in 1990, sparked passionate protests and mourning from across the entertainment world. Today, only its gates, guest wing, and the famous kidney-shaped pool remain. But the spirit of Pfair continues to define the glamorous and creative heart of old Hollywood. Falcon Lair. Nestled in the shadowy hills above Beverly Hills, Falcon Lair stands as a monument to the intense passions and tragic glamour of silent film star Rudolph Valentino. Built in 1923, the estate was designed as a personal haven where Valentino, Hollywood's first great heartthrob, could escape the relentless adoration of his fans. The Mediterranean Revival Mansion, with its breathtaking terraces and panoramic views of Los Angeles, was the perfect setting for the decadent parties that would become legend. Valentino, the original Latin lover, was a master of the grand gesture. At Falcon Lair, he hosted soirees that shimmered with the energy of the Roaring Twenties. Hollywood's biggest stars, socialites, and creative minds gathered on moonlit terraces, dancing under the stars and toasting the magic of cinema. The gardens, alive with exotic plants, and the elegant poolside offered the ideal backdrop for evenings that lingered long into the night. Inside, the estate dazzled with luxurious furnishings, exquisite artwork, and Valentino's own memorabilia, a personal museum to a life lived at full tilt. Yet, for all its joy, Falcon Lair was tinged with sadness. Valentino's tumultuous relationships and tragic early death at just 31 cast a lingering shadow over the home. The mansion's reputation for hauntings, some say Valentino's spirit never left, only added to its mystique. Over the years, Falcon Lair changed hands and fell into periods of disrepair, but preservationists have worked to ensure its legacy. Today, the estate stands as a testament to the glamour, drama, and bittersweet beauty of old Hollywood, and as a poignant reminder of a man who captivated a generation, both on screen and in his legendary home. Green Acres. If ever there was a home that reflected the boundless creativity and ambition of Hollywood's golden age, it was Green Acres, the spectacular estate of silent film comedy legend Harold Lloyd. Built in 1925 on 40 manicured acres in Beverly Hills, Green Acres was more than just a mansion. It was an empire of entertainment, designed to dazzle guests and showcase Lloyd's love of innovation and spectacle. Designed by architect William H. McCoy, the main house was a blend of Mediterranean and California styles, with spacious rooms filled with sunlight, rich woods, and personal memorabilia from Lloyd's groundbreaking films. The estate featured a grand ballroom, where star-studded dances took place, a library brimming with scripts and first editions, and a cutting-edge home theater, where Lloyd would privately screen the latest pictures for his lucky guests. But it was the grounds of Green Acres that truly set it apart. Guests could tee off on Lloyd's private golf course, rally on the tennis courts, or relax by the magnificent swimming pool. The estate became the backdrop for some of Hollywood's most legendary parties, where the elite gathered to mingle, laugh, and revel in the good life. Harold Lloyd and his wife Mildred were famed for their warm hospitality and the unforgettable nights they orchestrated beneath the twinkling California stars. Despite the joys within its walls, Green Acres also bore witness to heartbreak, including the tragic loss of Lloyd's daughter in a car accident. Yet, the estate remains a symbol of resilience and the enduring spirit of entertainment. Restored in the 1990s, Green Acres continues to capture the imagination as a shining beacon of Hollywood's most glamorous era. Whitley Heights Mansion. High above the sparkling city lights, in the historic enclave of Whitley Heights, stands a mansion forever linked to Hollywood's original blonde bombshell, Jean Harlow. Purchased in 1932 at the peak of her meteoric rise, the Mediterranean Revival estate quickly became the epicenter of Tinseltown's young, beautiful, and bold. Inside its elegant walls, Harlow curated a world that radiated sophistication and creative energy. Art Deco furnishings, gleaming hardwood floors, and the latest in modern conveniences made the mansion a showplace for the era's cutting-edge style. Yet, it was the parties, the impromptu gatherings, lively dinners, and late-night celebrations that made the Whitley Heights Mansion truly legendary. Jean Harlow was more than just a glamorous star. She was a generous host and a spirited friend. Her home buzzed with laughter and the vibrant personalities of actors, directors, and writers drawn to her magnetic charm. For a few golden years, the mansion became a creative hub, where ideas were born and careers were launched in the glow of candlelight and champagne. Tragically, Harlow's story was cut short by her untimely death at just 26, but the mansion endured as a symbol of her legacy. Over the decades, the house changed hands and weathered the passage of time, but efforts in the early 2000s restored much of its original beauty. Today, the Whitley Heights mansion stands as a tribute to Jean Harlow's vivacious spirit and the magic of an era when Hollywood was young, wild, and wonderfully alive. The Garden of Allah. Imagine a lush oasis on Sunset Boulevard, where palm trees swayed over sunlit courtyards and laughter spilled into the night air. A sanctuary where the boundary between work and play was deliciously blurred. This was the Garden of Allah, a 2.5-acre estate that blossomed from the dreams of silent film star Alla Nazimova into the most notorious residential hotel in Hollywood's history. Originally built in 1913 as Havenhurst, the property was transformed by Nazimova in 1919, who first dubbed it the Garden of Allah, a clever play on her name and a nod to the era's best-selling novel. Soon, the estate was reimagined as a glamorous retreat with 25 villa bungalows encircling the original mansion, each one promising both privacy and proximity to the beating heart of Hollywood's creative community. It didn't take long for the Garden of Allah to become a magnet for the industry's brightest stars and boldest personalities. Writers, actors, and directors flocked to its vine-shaded verandas, drawn by the promise of discretion and the thrill of the unknown. F. Scott Fitzgerald finished his last works here, Humphrey Bogart caroused by the pool, and guests like Errol Flynn, Greta Garbo, and Dorothy Parker turned the hotel into a never-ending party. The stories of the garden's infamous gatherings are legend, wild, bohemian, and unapologetically decadent. There were all-night revels, clandestine romances, impromptu performances, and more than a few scandals. It was a place where boundaries dissolved, the creative process thrived, and everyone from screen icons to literary giants found inspiration amid the chaos. Though the Garden of Allah was ultimately demolished in 1959, replaced by a bank, and later a shopping center, its myth only grew. Today, it remains a symbol of Hollywood's wild side, an era when the brightest stars came to play, dream, and sometimes lose themselves in the most extravagant of parties. Greystone Mansion. If walls could talk, the grand Tudor halls of Greystone Mansion in Beverly Hills would tell a story of immense wealth, intrigue, and unforgettable celebrations. Built in 1928 by oil heir Edward Ned Doheny as a gift for his family, the estate is a marvel of English Revival architecture, its steep gables and lush formal gardens standing sentinel above the city. The scale of Greystone is breathtaking. 55 rooms, including a magnificent ballroom, an elegant library, and a series of guest suites that welcome the world's most illustrious visitors. The estate's stone terraces and landscaped grounds offered the perfect setting for high society gatherings, garden parties, and glittering galas that defined Beverly Hills' rise as a symbol of Hollywood affluence. Ned Doheny and his wife Lucy opened their doors to an endless parade of luminaries, film stars, politicians, and business magnates who reveled in the mansion's grandeur and hospitality. Champagne flowed, orchestras played, and guests mingled beneath crystal chandeliers and amidst the scent of English roses. Greystone quickly became a sought-after invitation, its parties legendary for their style and sophistication. Yet, the mansion is also shrouded in mystery and tragedy. In 1929, Ned Doheny's untimely and controversial death in one of the upstairs bedrooms cast a somber shadow over the home. But Greystone's legacy as a party palace endured. After changing hands several times, it was eventually acquired by the city of Beverly Hills, and today stands as a public park and popular film location. Preservation efforts have restored Greystone's former glory, allowing new generations to step inside its grand halls and imagine a time when Hollywood's elite gathered beneath its soaring ceilings to celebrate in true Gilded Age style. Culver Studios Mansion. Set in the heart of Culver City, the Culver Studios Mansion is a landmark as pivotal to Hollywood's history as any soundstage or cinema. Originally established in 1918 by silent film actor and director Thomas H. Ince, and soon acquired by legendary filmmaker Cecil B. DeMille, this mansion was not only a residence, but the creative and social nerve center for the emerging film industry. Designed in classic colonial style, the mansion's white columns and manicured lawns recall the elegance of Mount Vernon. But inside, the energy was all Hollywood. DeMille, the master of the epic spectacle, brought the same flair for drama to his home life, hosting elaborate gatherings that drew directors, writers, and movie stars into an atmosphere of creativity and camaraderie. Lavish dinners, industry wrap parties, and brainstorming sessions filled the air with possibility. The mansion's rooms became the setting for deals that would change the course of cinema and collaborations that birthed legendary films like The Ten Commandments and Cleopatra. DeMille's charisma and leadership made the Culver Studios Mansion a magnet for talent and innovation. If you were invited here, you were part of Hollywood's inner circle. Even after DeMille's era, the mansion's reputation endured. It remained a central gathering place for executives, directors, and stars, and continued to host memorable celebrations and milestones for decades. Restored and preserved, the Culver Studios Mansion still stands today as a symbol of both old Hollywood glamour and the enduring spirit of show business. Villa Magio. Tucked away in the Hollywood Hills, Villa Magio is forever linked to one of the most charismatic entertainers in American history, Frank Sinatra. Built as a luxurious Mediterranean retreat in the 1940s, the estate offered sweeping views of the Los Angeles skyline, elegant gardens, and a sense of privacy coveted by stars at the height of their fame. It was here that Sinatra, with his effortless charm and magnetic personality, hosted legendary parties that became the talk of Hollywood. Villa Magio's spacious interiors featured a grand piano, Sinatra's favorite perch for late-night serenades with friends, as well as lavish lounges and dining rooms designed for comfort and celebration. Sinatra's guest list read like a who's who of show business royalty: Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Marilyn Monroe, and countless musicians, actors, and industry insiders. Nights at Villa Magio were filled with music, laughter, and the clink of glasses as the Rat Pack and their friends relaxed, swapped stories, and occasionally indulged in friendly mischief. Despite the whirlwind of Sinatra's personal life, tumultuous relationships, tabloid scandals, and career ups and downs, Villa Magio was his anchor, a place to recharge and revel in the good life. After Sinatra sold the property in the late 1960s, the estate passed through several hands, but the echoes of his legendary parties still linger in the hills above Los Angeles. Today, Villa Magio stands as a private residence, its glamour and history preserved for a lucky few, a testament to Sinatra's enduring legacy and the unmatched spirit of mid-century Hollywood. Coconut Grove at the Ambassador Hotel. No place captures the pulse and pizzazz of old Hollywood nightlife quite like the Coconut Grove, the fabled nightclub inside the Ambassador Hotel. While not a mansion in the traditional sense, the Grove's Spanish-Moorish architecture and lush, palm-filled interiors became synonymous with Hollywood's most glamorous and wildest parties. From the moment it opened in 1921, Coconut Grove was the place to see and be seen. It hosted the annual Academy Awards, lavish film premieres, and after-parties that stretched until dawn. On any given night, you might spot Fred Astaire twirling Ginger Rogers across the dance floor, hear Bing Crosby crooning with the band, or witness Joan Crawford and Clark Gable sharing a laugh in a candlelit booth. The nightclub's signature decor, artificial palm trees, twinkling lights, and a revolving stage, set the perfect scene for evenings filled with dancing, romance, and mischief. Hollywood legends from Charlie Chaplin to Judy Garland counted the Grove among their favorite haunts, drawn by the sense of escape and celebration it offered. Beyond the glitz, the Coconut Grove was also a stage for drama. Behind the scenes, deals were brokered, secrets were shared, and more than a few scandals were born beneath its gilded ceilings. The Grove survived decades of Hollywood's highs and lows before the Ambassador Hotel's eventual demolition in 2006. Though the building is gone, the legend of the Coconut Grove endures, a timeless symbol of the nights when Hollywood's brightest stars came together to dance, dream, and make history. Chateau Marmmont. High above Sunset Boulevard, shrouded in mystery and celebrity lore, stands Chateau Marmmont, a Gothic castle that has witnessed the wildest, most secretive, and most unforgettable parties in Hollywood history. Since its opening in 1929, this iconic hotel has been less of a residence and more of a sanctuary for the stars, offering both discretion and decadence behind its ivy-covered walls. Chateau Marmmont was designed to evoke a French castle, with turrets, arched windows, and a sense of romantic seclusion that instantly attracted Hollywood's elite. It didn't take long for it to become a magnet for both the glamorous and the rebellious. Here, legends like Greta Garbo, Howard Hughes, Marilyn Monroe, and James Dean all found refuge, a place where they could party without fear of public scrutiny. The parties at the chateau were infamous. In the hotel's lavish suites, bungalows, and rooftop terraces, secrets were shared and alliances were made. Night after night, you'd find stars like Jim Morrison, John Belushi, and Lindsay Lohan pushing the boundaries of excess, while musicians, actors, and writers mingled over cocktails and midnight serenades. The motto was simple: if you must get in trouble, do it at the Chateau Marmmont. But for all its wildness, the hotel was also a haven for creativity and romance. Many a script was penned here, love affairs were kindled, and friendships cemented over whispered conversations in candlelit corners. The chateau's staff became adept at keeping secrets, ensuring that whatever happened within its walls stayed there, a policy that only enhanced its allure. To this day, Chateau Marmmont remains a living legend. Still a working hotel, it continues to draw celebrities and creatives seeking both inspiration and escape, its corridors echoing with stories from a century of Hollywood's most fabulous and infamous nights. Beverly Hills Hotel. For over a century, the Beverly Hills Hotel, affectionately known as the Pink Palace, has stood as a dazzling symbol of Hollywood glamour, hospitality, and non-stop celebration. With its instantly recognizable pink stucco facade and lush tropical gardens, the hotel is as much a character in Hollywood's story as the stars who have passed through its doors. Built in 1912, the hotel became a luxurious playground for the rich and famous, and its Polo Lounge remains one of the most coveted meeting spots in town. Elizabeth Taylor honeymooned here 6 times. Frank Sinatra held court in his private bungalow, and the likes of Marlene Dietrich, Grace Kelly, and Clark Gable wined and dined under the shade of the hotel's banana palms. The real magic happened at the hotel's legendary poolside and in its private suites, where A-list stars let loose away from prying eyes. Pool parties stretched into the early morning, with champagne flowing, live music playing, and more than a few clandestine romances blossoming beneath the cabanas. Major deals were struck over martinis in the Polo Lounge, while starlets and moguls plotted their next moves in secluded corners. The Beverly Hills Hotel has hosted generations of after-parties for the Oscars, Golden Globes, and every major Hollywood celebration. Even in times of scandal or change, the Pink Palace remains steadfast, providing sanctuary for stars and a stage for drama, comedy, and romance alike. To this day, The Beverly Hills Hotel endures as a beacon of the Hollywood lifestyle, a place where every night can become a party, and where every guest is part of the ongoing legend of Tinseltown. Hurst Castle. Perched atop the sun-drenched hills of San Simeon, Hurst Castle, known to its owner as La Cuesta Encantada, or the Enchanted Hill, is perhaps the most extravagant private residence ever built in America. Conceived by newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst and architect Julia Morgan, this sprawling estate, with its 165 rooms and 123 acres of gardens, terraces, pools, and walkways, became the ultimate destination for Hollywood's most elite gatherings. From the 1920s through the 1940s, Hearst Castle's guest list was a veritable who's who of stardom. Charlie Chaplin, Cary Grant, Clark Gable, Greta Garbo, Jean Harlow, and even political luminaries like Winston Churchill. To receive an invitation to the ranch, as Hearst called it, was to achieve the highest echelon of social prestige. Guests arrived by private train or airplane, greeted by marble columns, gold-encrusted ceilings, and a vista that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the horizon. Hearst's parties were legendary for their scale and spectacle. Themed galas, masked balls, medieval feasts, and grand banquets were common, each attended by actors, writers, and artists dressed in finery beneath soaring Renaissance ceilings. The Neptune Pool, with its classical statues and dazzling blue water, was the site of sun-drenched parties, impromptu concerts, and midnight swims. Inside, the castle offered every imaginable luxury, from a private theater to libraries, opulent dining halls, and secret passageways. Hollywood's biggest deals and wildest romances were born here, but so too were enduring friendships and creative collaborations. Today, Hearst Castle stands as a museum, preserving not just a building, but a lifestyle, a time when the worlds of film, art, politics, and society met atop a magical hill, where every night was an event and every guest was part of Hollywood legend. Samuel Goldwin Estate. In the golden heart of Beverly Hills, set behind soaring hedges and iron gates, lies the Samuel Goldwin Estate, an elegant, ivy-clad mansion that has long served as a sanctuary for both business and pleasure in Hollywood's elite circles. Built in the 1930s by Samuel Goldwyn, the legendary MGM co-founder and film producer, the estate quickly became a gathering place for the industry's most powerful players. Goldwyn, known as much for his wit as his producing acumen, loved to bring people together. The estate's lush gardens, sprawling lawns, and stately Georgian architecture offered the perfect backdrop for sophisticated soirees and garden parties that drew the crème de la crème of Hollywood society. Stars like Katharine Hepburn, Laurence Olivier, and Danny Kaye wandered the grounds during Sunday brunches, while evening galas sparkled with laughter and lively conversation. The interiors were equally inviting. A grand living room with soaring windows, intimate libraries lined with first editions, and a formal dining hall where multi-course feasts were served to Hollywood royalty. The house was alive with music, debate, and the occasional impromptu performance. A gathering at the Goldwyn Estate was always more than a party. It was an event. Major film deals were often brokered on the estate's shaded terrace, while stories of romance and intrigue abounded in its flower-filled gardens. The Goldwyn Estate's reputation for discretion and warmth made it the venue of choice for celebrations both grand and intimate, from milestone birthdays to industry wrap parties. Today, the estate remains a private residence, but its walls still whisper the secrets of 1,000 legendary nights, a true testament to the enduring power of old Hollywood's most exclusive gatherings. Fleur de Lis Mansion. A relative newcomer in the lineage of Los Angeles mansions, the Fleur de Lis in Holmby Hills was conceived as an homage to the grandeur of old Hollywood, and quickly became the modern home for a new generation of opulent parties. Completed in 2002, but inspired by the Chateau of France, this 45,000 square foot estate set a new standard for luxury, attracting film stars, business titans, and socialites alike. The Fleur de Lis is a masterpiece of architectural artistry, with limestone facades, formal gardens, ballrooms, a 2-story library, a 50-seat screening room, and even its own ballroom and nightclub. Every detail, from hand-carved fireplaces to the glittering crystal chandeliers, evokes the spirit of Hollywood's most glamorous era, but with all the amenities of 21st century living. It wasn't long before Fleur de Lis became one of Los Angeles's most sought-after venues for A-list events. Celebrities hosted lavish film wrap parties, Oscar celebrations, and charity galas within its gilded halls, while its manicured lawns became the scene of exclusive summer soirees. Guests, movie stars, producers, tech moguls, and royalty mingled by the Olympic-sized pool or danced beneath starlit skies, echoing the revelry of the mansions that inspired its creation. But the Fleur de Lis is not just a party palace. It is a symbol of continuity, linking Hollywood's golden past with its dazzling present. It stands as a testament to the city's enduring love of spectacle, beauty, and celebration. A reminder that in Los Angeles, the art of the party will always be alive and well. If you were swept away by the lavish tales of Hollywood's greatest party mansions, don't let the story end here. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating journeys into the glamorous and mysterious world of Tinseltown. Your support helps us bring you the untold stories, the biggest surprises, and all the behind-the-scenes magic of Hollywood's golden era. Which mansion shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and get ready, because the next legend could be even wilder. Thanks for joining us on this star-studded adventure.